it's Jo here again. Paddy's at work again and I'm at home again. So I'm gonna make some cookies. So if you've seen previous videos, maybe quite a long time ago, well, the Pokemon biscuits are a good example. I used a sugar cookie base and then I piped royal icing on to make it into the design. So Paddy, my husband, who you've seen on plenty of other videos if you've been watching, has been doing Movember and would like to sell, to make a bit of money for the charity, some moustache biscuits. So we thought, good plan. Let's show you how to make a really simple sugar cookie recipe that you can turn into absolutely anything, and then over on the other videos I'll show you how you can turn them into Christmas biscuits, how you can make some moustaches, and generally how you can make anything look pretty cool with very little work. So let's start. We're going to make a really simple sugar cookie. This one, I'm promised by the recipe, does not need to go in the fridge, which is amazing because sometimes you waste like an hour waiting for it to cool. Just remembered my dishwasher's on. Hang on a second. That should no longer do your head in. Right, so to start with, we have 1 cup of butter. This should be unsalted. Mine's salted because I couldn't find unsalted in the supermarket. The joys of living in a different country. It's fairly soft. It's been out for a couple of hours, so it's kind of workable. And to this, we are going to add 1 cup of sugar, which I am then going to use my hand mixer to beat. If you've got a stand mixer, use a stand mixer, but I don't have mine, it's in the UK. So I am just using a good old cheaper hand mixer that you can pick up in any supermarket. So there we go, my butter and my sugar are all nice and combined and it's nice and fluffy. I've ditched my hand mixer for now, but if it's in a stand mixer, just keep going that way, but it's rubbish. So I'm going to go old-fashioned way, a bit of muscle and elbow grease. Right, to this we are going to add 1 egg and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla essence, which we are then going to beat into oblivion. So if you can get vanilla bean paste, or you want to splash and buy something really nice, buy vanilla bean paste, it's way nicer. This is just essence, but it's a bit better than the one I used to have. So we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons, 1 and a bit teaspoons of vanilla. If you use the vanilla bean paste, you'll get the lovely black flecks. It always makes it look a bit classier, I always think. And I'm going to beat the bejesus out of this before we start adding our dry ingredients. So this needs to combine lovely and nice. It'll look minging for a little bit, but it will settle in. So we're getting there, it's starting to combine. It always looks a bit like an omelette or scrambled eggs at this point, don't worry, we're going to add flour and it'll all come together. Starting to mix in lovely. So now we're going to start adding our flour and baking powder. So in here, there nearly was on the floor, there is 3 cups of plain flour with 3 teaspoons of baking powder. You can tell it's an American recipe. I'm then going to add this a spoonful at a time and beat it in. Warning, this will get hard to do. So if your stand mixer gets a bit tired, start using your hands. Tip it out on the side and start kneading it in. Obviously because it's a no fridge recipe, it's going to be a bit thicker than a normal biscuit recipe would be. So we'll start incorporating all this flour. My arms are going to get extremely tired because that's thick already and I'm going to add it to spoonful so far. It's a good time of year for making biscuits. You can give them as Christmas presents to people. They're really easy to make, like I said, and they look lovely. Really attractive. You can buy some gorgeous little bags that you can bag them up in, give them out as presents, edible Christmas decorations, you name it. It does it. And it's all from this really simple recipe. So this recipe should give us about 30 biscuits to work from. So you can do quite a few different designs on them, which I will show you in the upcoming videos. So, as you can see, I gave up on the spatula method in favour of the dump it out on the side and knead it method, and it's an absolutely beautiful feeling dough. It's quite short, so I can imagine the biscuit's going to be lovely and light and crumbly. And it's time to do some rolling and get some biscuits cut out. So you can cut these into any shape you like. I'm going to be really boring and just go with a plain old round, just because it gives me a bit more versatility in terms of being able to decorate. If I was at home, I'd be using my little moustache cutters and cutting them out and then icing them properly, stick them on sticks so you can pretend that you've got a moustache. But unfortunately, we've looked in umpteen shops here and we can't find moustache cutters, and didn't have time to ship them in from anywhere else. So we're going plain old round biscuits with my handy dandy glass as a cutter, because again I don't have any cutters out here. Something which I will certainly fix when I go back to the UK at Christmas, and I'll bring some different things back with me. So let's get some flour on the surface and get rolling. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius, sorry, which is 350 Fahrenheit. If you've got a fan oven, drop that to like 160. And these literally bake for like 6 to 8 minutes, so they're super duper fast. Let's just flour it up a bit. Get out my big marble rolling pin. And these want to be about 1/4 inch thick, not too thin, because it is quite, like I said, it's quite a crumbly mix. So it'll fall apart, as you can tell, if you go too thin. And that'll do lovely. And I'm literally going to use a cup because I don't have any cutters. Cut them out and drop them on a blind baking tray. I am reassured by the recipe that these do not spread, so we'll see. Because I've had loads of problems in the past with sugar cookie recipes where I've wanted to make a certain shape, I've cut them out, I've baked them, and they're anything but the shape that I've anticipated. And it's really annoying when you want to ice things really nicely when they don't come out perfect. So we'll see if the promise of this recipe holds true. Fingers crossed it does. As you've probably gathered if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm not one for trying and testing recipes. What you see is what you get with me. Most of the time, this is the very first time I've tried making some of this stuff. So if I can do it, so can you. So it said 30 on that recipe. I probably have gone a little bit thick with these, and also they're quite big. So I don't think I'm going to get 30. But I'll get quite a few. Right, so like I said, these are going to go in the oven at 180 degrees for 6 to 8 minutes, and I will be back with a tray full that are nice and baked. And by the magic of a jump cut, we have 6 to 8 minutes later, perfect little cookies. They literally do take like 6, I put these in for 7 minutes and they're cooked, and I'm amazed that they cook so fast. They haven't really spread. They did touch slightly, so I would give yourself a little bit of a gap. Doesn't really matter if you get odd funky bits on them, because we're going to ice them anyway, which you'll see in the next video. I'm going to try one since I've screwed that one up a little bit. They're really shortbready, buttery, really nice, quite soft. Yummy. So I hope you like this recipe. Keep an eye out for the next video, because you'll see me decorating some. I'm going to make moustaches, I think. See you soon.